All right. Welcome. Oh man, we're just on YouTube. We are not on Facebook, but this is Relationship Recap, and I am one half of your host for Relationship Recap. Tonight we are talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm still waiting on my other half. I'm still waiting on my other half of Relationship Recap, Scorpio Moe, to jump in. But you know what? We are here and excited to start talking about this past week's episode, which was Trish's 38 special. 38 special. I'm not sure. Is that a gun? What is that? Is some type of country reference? But as I have acknowledged to you guys, although I do have a predilection for country things, it really is just horses. It's not really the entire country experience because I have no idea what a 38 special is. I am assuming it is some type of gun. That is the only thing that I can assume. But tonight's episode definitely did not necessarily fit that to me. But we're going to get into it when Mo joins us. I'm not sure if he's changing pajamas or what. But let me know who made it over. Who made it over from the Ready to Love conversation? Let me know that you guys are in the building. So I will know who I am talking to. My people, let me know that you're here. Go ahead and comment in the chat before we get into tonight's conversation about Love and Marriage Huntsville, which was very interesting. Hey, Linda. Very interesting, especially considering we saw a conversation with Martell and his mama, which I got a lot to say, but I'm going to wait until Mo makes it in, in the building. I'm going to reserve. Hey, Tasha. Welcome. I appreciate you guys coming in. If you're watching us on the replay, we do this separate reviews back to back because we want to make sure that some people may not watch Ready to Love. Some people may not watch Love and Marriage Huntsville. And so it's important that we, make sure that the reviews are separate so we don't turn off anybody that doesn't want to wait for the hour for their review. So that's why we do it like this, so we don't miss any views on the replay. So you guys, if you just love Ready to Love and you don't want to see Love and Marriage Huntsville, you can have that, and then vice versa. So as we wait for I'm not sure what happened to Scorpio Moe. Where is Scorpio? Where is Scorpio Moe? Where could he be? My phone is about to die, so if he doesn't come in shortly, I won't be able to catch him. Tonight's episode, we saw a continuation of the conversation with Marceau and hey Nola, Marceau and Jalen and Maurice. And so interested to talk about what you guys thought about the remainder of that conversation. Let's see here. Let's do that. Making sure that we got Mo the right link. Come on in, everybody. Giving people a few more minutes to go in and get in the building. Okay. Come on in the building. Come on, Scorpio Mo or Pajama Mo. Or maybe he's getting his pajamas. Is he changing pajamas? Maybe he's changing his pajamas. Who knows? Who knows with Scorpio Mo? I hope you guys are off to a great week. As we get ready to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's a Love and Marriage Huntsville night. Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm excited to say that I had my week started off very difficult, but it got a little bit better towards the end. But it was, hey, I always believe that you have a chance to make, you are in power of your of the situation. Now, you don't control the situation, but you control how you respond to it. So sometimes we fall down, but we get up. In the words of Donnie McClurkin. Did you watch Maurice on Carlos' podcast on Monday? I started it, but I didn't finish it. I have had a very, very busy week. I have a really big project that I've been working on, so I didn't get to watch the entire thing, but I did watch some of it. I will say that with Maurice, I do always feel like he is lawyering. I feel like he is going to have an answer before he even gets the question. There he is. All right. I'm like, what is happening? Where is our boy? There he is.
You sent me the anyway. We ain't gonna.
Okay, so you got the right one. I thought sometime it doesn't send, it sends the copy of the other one.
Yeah, but I got the right one because that's what it did.
Okay. All right, cool. That's why I sent it again, but my phone was just about to die, so I was like, I won't be able to. I was answering that I watched some of Maurice was on Carlos's podcast, and I watched some of it, and I did think that Maurice is someone who has a defense prepared before you even ask him anything, so he's very quick, and I don't trust him. Ariel from King's Court did an interview. Okay, Tammy, we will talk about King's Court because I did one with I'm trying to get Dr. Shawana for us. I'm working on that. But Maurice, I'm glad Claudia called him on it. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole show, but I did see some of it, and we'll talk about that next week on the show. But I mentioned we saw this episode started with a continuation of the conversation with Maurice and Jalen and Marceau. And I gotta say, guys, I was supposed to interview Marceau and Tisha yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to, so we had to reschedule it. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. But I really appreciated Marceau holding Maurice accountable. Again, I am Team Marceau.
I think it's touchy, man. It's touchy. I think we can say a lot of things, especially about family from afar, and then we can say things in general that we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to move. But when it's happening in real time and it's happening in your household and you project certain energy, you still have to deal with what comes from you. Like, as much as you could want to be there, somebody has to be open to embrace it. You know what I mean? And you can do the best you can, and to me, sometimes that how it comes off. Obviously, I don't live with them or whatever. I'm just saying from my observation, just in general, we should know that.
But do you think watching it, do you believe that Maurice, when he asked him that question about, do you feel like I treat you the same as Monster? Do you believe Maurice's explanation that he treated Jalen differently because Jalen was older? And keeping in mind that Kimmy, Marceau, and Jalen all have said they believe that Maurice treated him differently.
Right. I mean, I think, and I don't know how many parents with multiple kids are going to be honest. A lot of times we do treat them differently because they are different. You know what I'm saying? To have this cookie cutter way of dealing with just young people in general and think they're all going to get the same information and take it the same way is not necessarily true. So if you have an older child, I might have to be a little bit more closer to this point, not closer, but pay closer attention or give them a little bit more attention just because how they are. And I trust you, you're older, maybe you have a different type of mindset than the other one. And I'm not saying it's right, but it's human sometimes. And we probably don't even know we're doing it. We just see and react. And that child might be like, well, how come I have to? You might have to because you're the one that's a little bit more responsible. But they don't see it like that. They just see it as I'm the one that's doing the work. But they don't see it as I'm the responsible one. And it's hard for young people to get that. That's a grown mindset talking to a child and expect for them to understand. They might not get it then. But a lot of times when you have kids, you get it. And then it's like, oh, now I get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's very delicate. You just got it's touchy. That's what I said. I don't want to be too hard on him. But if the young man felt like that, he felt like that. But he might
his both of them have their perspective. I guess what is causing me pause is the fact that Kimmy said she recognized it. And I feel like, it's crazy because they have this thing like, I know when you get married, your spouse is supposed to be first, right? Because according to the Bible, your spouse is supposed to be first. However, when you have children from a previous marriage, because the Bible is not talking about, it's talking about a man and a woman come together, have children, and those children belong to that man, that woman, right? It's different when you blend a family. And I'm saying for myself, if as a mother, and I didn't experience this because I didn't get remarried until my kids were grown. That was one of my problems though, because I would not have wanted to marry I would not have married someone that person did not treat my children equal, because I've heard so many people say they were treated differently by their step parent. And then I also have heard a lot of people say that they were treated wonderfully by their step parent. So for me, I always, I dated two guys that had kids, right? To an extent, before I got married. And I really spent a lot of time asking myself, I want to be sure, because like I said last week, I would probably go overboard a little bit, because I would not want that child. I really feel like if you marry someone with children, you have to accept those children. So if you cannot do it at the level, because it's one thing to say I can accept the children if they're different, right? So for instance, when I dated a couple of guys and their kids were little, my kids were big. So there was no comparison. But I probably would have really been hesitant to marry someone that had little children at the same time that my children were little, because it would be hard. Just realistically, let's be honest, it would be hard to make sure that you're giving and as open and as receptive with another person's children that you're just meeting the same as you are with your children. If they're in the house, two teenage boys in the house, that's going to be hard. And if you are making a difference, that those children are going to feel it, because I've heard children talk on both sides. I've heard people say, my stepdad was amazing. I look at him like my dad. I've heard a lot of people say that. One of my friends recently just told me, my stepdad was great. I love him and my real father because I have great relationships with them both. But then I've also heard people say, my stepdad didn't really want anything to do with us, and the mom just wanted to be with him. And I think that's horrible, because you can end up messing up a child's self-esteem. It's a little different when the kids are grown, but when they're in the house, especially at 13, a 13-year-old boy, that can cause things to go wrong. And Kimmy's lucky that Jalen was such a good kid, because a lot of 13-year-old boys, their mom is with somebody that they don't think really messes with them. They turn to the streets. They turn elsewhere. So I guess when I heard her say that, then I kind of really felt like, okay, why wasn't she a bigger advocate for her son?
That part. She'd be like, yo, I got 5 years left before you're going to leave anyway. So what they get, I've heard that.
Yeah. I was definitely happy that I did not get married until after my kids were gone, because I would not have been able. You also can't expect someone to just meet your children and to love them like they're their own. That takes time. Relationships take time to build.
There you go. That's part.
So I just think when you have little kids, but when you have teenagers, that 13 with a girl or a boy, it doesn't matter. Both 13 is a difficult age, period. Whoever you are, you're a boy, you're trying to become a man. I don't understand that. If you're a girl, you're growing into a woman, and that's rough.
That's the thing, because the man to come in there and start to lead. And then if the boy never had to take out trash before, and he'd be like, yo, we need to, then be like, oh, he done came in here, he done put me to work. I didn't heard that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you can't, let's just be honest. A lot of times, and I think there's an example of this, a lot of times women don't hold their sons accountable.
I'm glad you said that, because that's what I was trying to get. Yeah.
A lot of times the woman is letting the boy do whatever he wants, and then a man comes in, because I've actually seen situations where the man is like, I'm not going to sit in this house and watch your son disrespect you. And you want me not to say nothing? No, that's not how men are. With my son, because I got divorced when my son was 9. So and there were several of my other friends, I would ask for advice about my son. And, how my male friends gave advice was very different than what I was doing sometimes. A lot of them were like, you're being too easy on him. That's a man. He's grown into a man. And so if you bring a man in the house and you've been babying him, there's automatically gonna be a clash.
Man, woof. Yeah, woof. Yeah.
So that might not be the man's fault. That could just be that he wants to parent like a man and you're parenting like a woman.
Right. But then some guys had it super hard from their dad and, just corporate punishment. So I've seen it go bad as well. I don't want to, get hard on. I've seen it go bad as well. But a lot of times it's just that if you're teaching him responsibility and he needs to learn, take the trash out, cut the, all these things, we're not making them enslaved, but at the same time, I've seen people do way too much. I've heard stories of way too.
I think that's a lot of times why it's great to have a balance, because sometimes I think men can be hard on boys and women can be hard on girls. That's another reason why you shouldn't marry a man that you don't trust. If I don't trust him to discipline my son, I should not marry him.
That part.
And if I don't trust him to love my son and to treat my son fairly, I should not marry him. But let me ask you a question, because it's interesting to see the different parenting examples on tonight's episode. And a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me for this. But I felt like when I saw Martell and his mother's conversation, I understood why Martell has problems. I feel like his mother, although she was clear that she was unhappy with his actions, I feel like even in that conversation, she does not hold him accountable. She said, well, whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you happy, and I'm just like, she obviously was clear with him that she did not agree with what he did, right? But I don't feel like, even with him talking about his situation with Arion, and side note, I see that Melanie has made it to where Martell can't say her name on that show, because if you notice, he says my ex-wife. He cannot say the children's name or hers. Kudos to her for that. But Martell's mother, even how he reacted with he and Arion doing that YouTube video against Marceau and Maurice, his mother still didn't hold him accountable. She just is protecting him. Well, they can't just keep doing that to you. And I found that conversation very typical in our community of a mother who will go along with her son, who loves her son, but ultimately has not held him accountable. And at this big age, he now feels like whatever he does is always going to be okay. No, you cheated on your wife. Yes, it was your problem. However, this woman was a part of it. That's wrong. I understand Martell. Well, so I don't think it was her. She knew you were married and you and her both were wrong. And how can you think something good is going to come out of this relationship? She made a little comment. She was like, well, as hard as she fought to get you, she ought to do right. But why would that? To me, that was just, it was so much of an enabler and someone who at the end of the day is going to go along with whatever their son does. And I think that's a perfect example of how mothers baby and enable their sons and don't hold them accountable to be responsible and accountable men.
That's normal. That's normally what I see. So
that's not right.
But if something it's so tired of having that conversation. It's like it's almost normal. I forgot about it. I gave up. And I think that's what the women do. Once her son becomes super grown, well, that's just your life. She gave up. But it's so, and I know it's not right, but it so happened so much. I normalized it. That's what women do with loved ones, not even with family members. Is dead wrong. Maybe not distant cousins, but first cousins, mothers, daughters. I've seen that. That's parent and child. We'll justify our kids doing. The son breaks into a house, robs the people. They shoot him. Oh, they shouldn't have shot my baby. He did this. Your son was a gangster. Your son, you knew it.
Yeah, I heard that. Like, your baby gonna be shot if he comes into my house. But I mean, I understand that you've normalized it and we've had those conversations before, but I still think for the sake of the conversation today, what was your response hearing the mom basically massage Martell's ego? Well, whatever makes you happy, baby. What did that sound like to you?
It's a little disappointing. It was like, damn, man, you can't even like. I mean, I don't know what a woman that age and a man that age, what is she supposed to do? Abandon her son?
No, I don't think you abandon your son. I'll tell you what I would do. Because I have a son that's grown, right? And I would tell my son, well, first of all, the way you did that is wrong. Now, yes, life has to go on. And I would love my grandchild, even if it was from an affair. But I would just, because I feel like in this situation, which is so sad, you have children from the first, and the mother kept saying that was my family. You got to understand, and I think this is on both sides. I think people forget, we don't understand the totality of marriage, right? When you marry somebody, first of all, you marry them in front of God, and then you marry their family. So his mom became connected to his ex and their children. That was her family also. So when you go and you're cheating on your wife, you're not just cheating on your wife. The children get involved, your mother, everybody that is a family feels the effect of that.
But who's to say they didn't have that conversation years ago? She's still supposed to have it today?
I don't think that she has to have it, but I do think I would not be okay with whatever my son wanted and saying whatever makes you happy. I don't think that's right. You got to understand, he's trying to blend a family that is never going to blend, because his children with his first wife are always going to be affected by what he and Ariane did. Always. You can hope, and yes, he should try, but those children are never going to be happy in that situation, knowing what that relationship did to not just their mother, but their family. And you have to acknowledge that.
But what do we do now? Like, he did what he did. It was messed up. The other baby's here. He's super grown. What do we do now?
I think you tell him, because of the way you got into the situation, it's going to be difficult to make this right. And I would also have one, and maybe she didn't want to point it out on television. I'm not saying that she's a bad mother. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that example is dangerous for our community, to see mothers that just don't hold sons accountable. If it was my son, I would say, you know what? How you did this is going to make it hard, not just for you, but for all of the children involved. The 4 children that you have with your wife, your ex-wife, and this baby who one day is going to grow up and understand that his mom was your side chick while you were married to someone else. That is not right. And he continues having the victim mentality, which pissed me off. He said, well, my mom and me too thought this was going to be forever. Well, obviously, sir, you didn't, because your actions suggested you did not want the marriage to be forever.
Well, I don't know if that was the thought, but he knew he gambled.
No, your actions, if you cheat for 5 years and your wife finds out and she knows and you don't stop, then you are saying, I am okay if this marriage is ending. I'm okay with that.
I think that's what happens, but I think that they think that they can outsmart it and beat it or put it back together. They never think it's going to end. And that's the problem. And when it does, I can't feel sorry for them. You rolled the dice and this is what happened, brother. That's it.
You made it. To me, it wasn't about dice. You made a decision. And as Anisha says, a mistake is not a 5-year affair with multiple pregnancies. That is not a mistake.
I'm definitely not saying mistake, but you knew what it was.
You knew what the consequences could be. You knew, and Martell claims that he knows stuff. The marriage vows say, forsaking all others, for sickness and health. You knew that you didn't uphold your vows. So at the point that you don't think your vows are important, then how can you expect people to think your marriage is important?
And when you wrap it up, it's like that. But when you do that, you always think you're either never going to get caught, or if you do, you can put it back together. That's the mindset.
He knew he was going to get caught, because he was caught in public on national television for years. So he knew that part. And I've seen men that be very apologetic. I've seen men that don't want to lose their family. Their actions are not the same as Martell's. Martell's actions are not the actions of a man that did not want to lose his family at all.
Oof.
His actions are.
I don't feel sorry for him.
No, and what he, so they're set. I feel like they're setting us up to introduce Ariane, right? Because he's talking about her in every conversation. I like his mom, but I just feel like in our community, and I also feel like dads do that with daughters. I feel like dads forgive their daughters' behavior and mothers forgive their sons, which is why it's important to have the balance of both. Mothers are going to be a little softer on their sons because we don't know how to teach them how to be a man. We can try, but we don't. So we're going to be a little softer because what we got to do is love them. Dads are going to be a lot softer on their daughters because they can't teach them how to be a woman. They just love them. I know for sure you are soft on your daughter. Your son is kind of perfect, so he doesn't really do anything. But I'm just saying, you're soft on your daughter. You know what I mean? Because that's your baby girl.
Right.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
But nah, I've seen the women from up north, let's just say Philly, the tri-state area. Those are the toughest women I've seen on their sons. Like I know one of them, I was scared. I was like, I know he's scared of her. I'm scared of her.
Now that's a whole, there's some of that too, but in the South, that's not the usual. In the South, we have a lot of women that are like Martell's mom. Whatever you want, baby.
No, and there's some of that too. And usually, you ever notice when there's a man in the house, they're not like that as much.
No, because the man is gonna say, "Quit babying that boy."
There you go.
The man is gonna say no. Just like with Tisha and Marceau. That's the balance. Tisha you're gonna call me every day. Marceau is like, let him go, leave him alone, let him do his thing.
It's like the grandmother thing. You know, your mother might tell you, no, you can't have this. I ain't giving you no money. You stay at your grandmother's house. Your grandmother ball up $20, fold it up, and give it to you on the slide. See what I'm saying? The imbalance.
Yeah, mothers and grandmothers, and then think about it. For a lot of homes, there's no father. There's just mothers and grandmothers. So the boy is spoiled to death because what his mama don't do for him, his grandmother gonna do for him.
Right.
And he's not having any accountability. Then we get him and start dating him, and he's a fool. He's a fool. I had a guy friend tell me recently, and I thought this was big, and I thought about Martell I thought about what he told me when I saw Martell tonight. He said to me, and this is a person over 50, he said, I wish that my mother had forced me to have more emotional maturity because my mother just kind of let me do whatever I wanted. And when I would get angry or throw a fit, she would just kind of back down and let me do whatever I wanted when I was a teenager. His dad wasn't in the home. And so as a result, he did not know when he's married and now, you know, his marriage is in a bad place. I just throw a fit. And when my wife doesn't, you know, she didn't like it. He was like, I realized this is a pattern that started when I was a young man. And nobody ever said, ain't nobody doing that.
It's a lot of women putting up with that, raised because the husband was raised, the boyfriend was raised in a situation like that. Woo.
I really hope that my child, because I sent my boy away, but I tried. But I do know that I was a little softer on him than some men would probably suggest I be. But I hope letting him go to school early and making him kind of, you know, go through some growing up on his own without shielding him.
The fact that your son is the way he is and he's not, trust me, I've seen some boys. Your son is fine. Trust me. I
hope that he, even though he knows I was soft on him, and he also never got any trouble. So I didn't have to deal with some of the things that some mothers have to. But I think if he had gotten into some trouble, I probably would have I couldn't send him to his dad, but I probably would have tried to get more help.
Hey, I had a friend that could have girls stay the night, and this in high school.
I've heard of that. I've heard boys say they didn't have no curfew. They could do whatever they want. They could just. Did you have a curfew? I
did not have a curfew.
See, that's crazy. That's why you people have no discipline because y'all was just out. What are y'all doing out all night?
I definitely. I ain't gonna lie. Once my father passed away, Ooh, that's when it went up. Drinking.
And how old were you when your father passed?
13.
Damn.
Going 14 that fall. And he passed away that summer. And my stepmother couldn't do nothing. That's why she wound up kicking me out. She couldn't do nothing with me.
Well, good for her. But I mean, that's sad because boys do need a dad. They or a male mentor influence that somebody can say, sit your behind down.
That's a fact.
What were you doing at 14, Mo?
My stepsister was in the music in the streets and going to the block parties, and I thought she was cool and she knew all the cool guys, so I would be there, and then she'll be like, I see what she's drinking. I was like, let me have some or try it, and she'd be like, don't tell nobody, and give me that, and do the little shotgun thing with the weed, and I didn't like that, but just being out there and then getting the love from the older guys and them calling me their little brother and thinking I'm cool and just escalate, and it just turns into that. And my stepmother was still grieving, and I'm out here and she not saying that. I'm staying out a little later. I'm testing it, you know, and not even realizing I'm testing it. You know, I'm taller than her. It just became a thing. You know, and then when I'm starting to get arrested and all this other stuff, and she was like, get out.
How old were you when she put you out?
I just turned 15. So I got my birthday's in November, I turned 15. And in January, the end of January, she put me out.
I didn't know you were that young. I know the story, but I didn't know you were that young. Wow.
Yeah,
well, thank God. I mean, you know, even though I think, you know, Jalen had some problems, thank God he did have, you know, Kimmy and Maurice. There was a stable home there, even if he didn't feel maybe as cared for. It's hard to parent.
He landed.
There's no book.
I think
there is a book, but it's not right.
With Maurice, to him now, and he shouldn't just blow it off like that, but he's like, look at you now, like you landed on your feet, you know, let's fix this. But it's not like we're having this conversation when you're behind bars and I'm like, why'd you do this? You didn't love me. You're getting into schools, like it ain't as bad as you think it is.
Yeah, I can see that because he's doing good. And I also think before we pivot off of Jalen, I think Jalen probably wants to get away also from the reality TV. He may not enjoy being on reality TV with his life and all that. Like, that's got to be a lot. So with him saying that he was going to Colorado, I was like, he probably don't want to be a part of this, you know, television circus either, you know?
You're right. You notice when they do stuff like that, they go far away.
Yeah, he wants to get away from that.
Right. There you go.
Let's talk about the 38 special. Is that a gun? What is a 38 special?
It's a gun. It's a revolver. Okay,
so that's because I didn't know what was a 38 special. Did you think? I didn't think that it was weird for Trish to have Ken and her. Well, I did think it was weird that she didn't have birthday pictures by herself. But I feel like Alabama is one of those southern states that has not moved into the new place. And I think a lot of times women are judged or they see their value through being in a relationship. So I think what she's most proud of being 38 is that she has a man.
Yeah. I mean, or she has a man taking care of some stuff for her.
Even if it's not her husband.
But I didn't even think about it until they said it.
Yeah.
I didn't even think twice about it until they brought it up.
I did, because if you're taking pictures for your birthday, it's your birthday. Even though I'm not mad at her having pictures of them together, but the fact that was, I feel like you lead with what you're most proud of. And I do feel like in some states, that is still that old school mentality of your value is connected to if you're in a relationship or not is a big deal. And I feel like for Trish, the fact that you had this, that you guys are having a birthday together and you're not divorced and you're not sure if you want to marry him. You guys notice, I think that Ken will not allow her to invite Martell, because why would Trish not invite Martell? They don't have a problem with Martell.
Nah, but the energy, knowing that, because people know that story with her and Martell's a little funny. Just nobody wants that energy, and then everyone else is going to be at the party. It's just bad.
I'll bet money that Ken, after they had that big fight last season that they think we forgot about, but we haven't. I bet Ken told her she can't talk to Martell no more. Because Ken saw her confessionals, her saying, if I mess with Martell, I'd have said it. I would definitely have said it if I mess with Ken saw all of that. Ken told her she can't play with Martell no more. That's what I think.
That's a very reasonable reason. So I could see that.
I think he told because before she said that if she had messed around with Martell, she would definitely have told. She obviously lied numerous times about that situation. You guys got to remember, Ken, he didn't see all that while they were filming, but he watched it all during the season. And now they came back. I bet you he put his foot down and said, you can't speak to him. And she said, okay.
Nah, I hope he didn't say it like that. But
I bet he did. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the chat.
Saying it, but I hope he didn't say it like that.
I bet he did. Because Ken was mad. Ken was saying all kinds of stuff. Ken skirt out in that car. Ken said, you better not. Because you got to think, all the stuff that Trish was saying behind Ken's back, he saw her say that she wasn't sure that she wanted to get married. He saw her say that she wanted to have a hot girl summer. He saw Martell making little jokes about it. He saw all of that, and it played into his roid rage. And I guarantee you, he told Trish, you better not talk to that man.
I hope he didn't word it like that.
I bet he did. All right, let's talk about the conversation with Maurice and Ken.
I think the brothers were out of line.
You think Maurice and Marceau were out of line?
A little bit. I get what they were trying to do, but bum rushing him and saying that and keep reiterating the same thing, you only gonna push the brother. Like, why are you like? I agree with Ken on that point. It was like, I get it and I see what y'all saying, but at this point, you know, this other dude is not in the picture. I think they got to be very, very careful that nothing comes back on them.
It can't. This is what I would like to say. If people have so much on Marceau and Martell, because Ken said in his confessional, these guys aren't the ones that I should be taking relationship advice from. What do you know, Ken? Well, somebody needs to say what they know. As of right now, Martell is the only one that has brought any receipts on Marceau and Martell. I don't know if those receipts are true or not, but at least Martell stood on business. Everybody else says little slick stuff about Marceau and Maurice, and they don't back it up. Chris lied tonight.
Chris did what?
Chris lied. He said, no, it wasn't like that. Yes, TF, it was, Chris.
He's a slickster. Ain't no, don't even with Chris. But as far as Ken is concerned, like, it's just, he knows it's man code, right? And it's like, dog, like, he's not going to say, but, and it could just be something that's mere conversation amongst men, and it's a bunch of guys sitting over here and a woman walk past, and the guy will say something that a married man probably shouldn't say, right? And those guys will take that as, oh, you on that type of time. And you don't know that, because you don't really know until you pull married men away from their wives and hang out with them, and then beautiful other women are around. It don't even necessarily have to be beautiful, but women are around, and then he gets comfortable, a couple of drinks in him, and he starts talking, maybe not even at the woman, just to the men about the women in the room, and you start to get an idea of his mindset. And you'd be like, oh, okay, I see. I didn't know this before. You played it cool, but now we comfortable and we've got cool. You letting stuff seep out. And that's how it really happens.
I agree. I can say that, but I say,
all right, guys,
it's mighty funny how everybody seemed to say Marceau and Maurice are doing everything, But it's like, if y'all at this point, put up or shut up. Either say what it is or don't. Even now, and I don't want to go there yet. Let's stay with the conversation with Maurice and Marceau and Ken. I do think Maurice was right in saying, to some people, you're the bad guy, because there are some people that feel like, first of all, we don't have a clean timeline of when Trish and Ken started messing around, and Marquez, because Marquez keeps saying that they was messing around before they were separated. And I tend to believe Marquez, even though he's not a reliable person, but because he doesn't seem slick enough to really tell that lie. And the fact that he said that Ken was commenting under her Instagram pictures,
I believe him.
I don't think he was lying about that.
I believe him.
And I think that because Ken is buff, he didn't respect Marquez, and he probably, you know how, because this is what guys will do. I don't know much about guys, but I do know this. I know that they will size up your man and decide if they should still hit on you or not.
Well, it's easy to size him up when she been given intel.
Yeah.
Not messing, just coming to a gym. Hey, girl, you look real tense today. What's wrong? You all right? You got something on your mind? She starts talking, and he sees an opening.
This is what I tell my guy friends. You can tell how your woman the woman thinks about you by the way other men respond. Because if your woman always has your back and don't allow no disrespect, then the man knows that she's not going to do nothing. But if she's giving signs that she don't respect you, he's not going to respect you either.
It's something as simple as you shouldn't be keying in another man's face.
That part, we know that. We know that.
Weakness. Whether women be like, oh, she cool, we take that as weakness, because there ain't no way you need to be skinning and grinning in another man's face while you're married. I know it.
Skinning and grinning. That lets you know there's a chance she may take a late night call. Men still do this. You can't have a friend. He ain't gonna let you have a friend. No, but you need a friend, right? You can have friends. I'm like,
oh, he don't let you. Trying to guilt you into the.
But they testing, they pushing, and there is nothing about Ken that makes me think he would ever respect Marquez, because Trish doesn't. And if Trish would go to Martell's house while he was still married to Melody, she would damn sure talk to Ken while she was still living with Marquez. Just saying. Saying.
I think that's his frustration.
I think that's a big part of it. And I also think that even Ken's friend is like, dude is a sucker.
Yeah, he got a pattern.
That even his friend is actually on everybody else's side. Like, dude, if something happened to Ken, this is the crazy part. If Trish got into an accident and was no longer here, God forbid, right? Knock on the steel and wood. That we don't want that to happen. I'm just saying, everything that she has would go to Marquez. Some of the Ken stuff.
I get it.
So I mean, Maurice is right in that regard. Like, yeah, now I think him and Marceau were they were being messy because they don't like the fact that they've been called out this season. But I do think that Ken needs to wake up. And if your own boy is telling you that you look crazy, because he was like, yeah, okay, I got with her when she was married. No, my dude, she's been married this whole time. You have not made her respect you.
That's a fact.
And I think she went to Martell's house while y'all was messing around. I
do too.
Just saying. That's what we think. You can't make us think otherwise. Let's talk about the ladies.
Oh Lord.
Do you notice that Tisha is a whole different person when she takes one sip of alcohol?
I do. Yeah, I did know. I was like, who is this lady?
It's not even a lot. I mean, I don't know how much, but it don't seem like it was a lot of alcohol. It seemed like it was one sip.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, a different Tisha.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Yes. I don't know, man. It doesn't for some people. She finally relaxes. Maybe she's getting more comfortable. I don't know. But I do notice a difference.
She gets mighty mouthy. She gets spicy.
There you go.
I'm gonna give you that. She got spicy when the Henny's in the system.
Right.
She gets a bit spicy. If I had a friend like, I'd be like, girl, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it, because when you haven't had anything to drink, you don't talk like that.
You know, that's one of them sayings when people you'd be like, you see people when I saw this thing that said, when you see somebody say, you was doing so good, that means this person usually raises hell. But you were doing so good. No,
we were. I was rooting for you. Come on, man. You got me. She could have pre-gamed. You're right. She definitely could have pre-gamed, Nola. But because I'm like, as soon as the party started, she leaned in, and her voice sounds different. It's all different. And Marceau is always trying to back her down, but when she has a drink or two, she ain't backing down.
What about Miss Nell?
You leave Miss Nell alone. And again, I thought Miss Nell looked cute tonight with her hat. You leave Miss Nell alone.
I would say in the office, because there's a different Nell in the office. I was like, okay, I can deal with her. When she's on her work. But
Miss Nell was at that. First of all,
take that damn hat off. I don't want to hear that shit. That shit was ugly. I hated that hat.
First of all, I did not know that Dukes and Boots meant Daisy Dukes and Boots.
What did you think the Dukes meant?
I thought it meant like a guy. I don't know, a Duke. I didn't know it was Daisy Dukes and Boots. That's not right.
Are you serious?
I didn't.
I thought you, okay.
I didn't go. I was supposed to go to the Dukes and Boots that happened here, but it wasn't right, so I did not go. But yeah, I did not know that it was Dukes. That was the Dukes and Boots, the Daisy Dukes and the Boots. That is not a good theme for everybody. Tisha looked cute though, but Nell at that childcare business. What was going on with Trish? Because when she was like, me and Ken want a place like this, and Nell was like, so y'all want a childcare business? And she was like, no. It's like, what is wrong with this girl? She's been on the show a year. What is wrong? What is that? Did y'all think that was weird?
I did, but I just assumed that they wanted something together that they get. But he doesn't work there, so I don't understand the connection or the correlation on why she would say they want something. What like this do you want?
She could not say. She was tongue-tied.
But I'm assuming a gym is something that y'all could do together. I don't know.
Linda, you went to Dukes and Boots. I did not go. I didn't go because of some things that happened in the administration. They didn't have clear information for those of us that were sponsors. But I'm glad you had a good time. I heard it was.
They should have never moved it because it was supposed to be near me.
Yeah.
And then they moved it.
They moved it to the Motor Speedway, and they could not give us any information. It just was not right. But anyway, Trish, I didn't understand. I just feel like that whole conversation with her and Miss Nell was very forced, and I don't feel like it was genuine at all.
That part.
And I will say Miss Nell's hairstyle with that red streak was a little different. I didn't like the red streak. I like Miss Nell though, but I ain't like that red streak.
Okay. Did you like the hat? Keep it real.
I didn't like her get up.
Thank you.
I didn't like her get up for the Dukes and Boots, which is why I said nobody had on Dukes and Boots but Tisha. Kimmy had on some type of white cat fur smock with tights And then Miss Nell had on shiny black tights. What was going on? And Trish had on an ice skater's outfit with see, this is the thing. Women of color, we have to get the nude has to be our color because the mesh on her outfit was not the right color for her. So on her back, it looked like a white woman's back.
Now, see, as a man, I would have never picked that up.
And Nancy Kerrigan, indeed, she had on Nancy Kerrigan's ice skating outfit with a pair of cowboy boots. Now her body is amazing. I will say, I cannot talk. And if Trish ever saw that, first thing, that's not even a big deal. You can hit me by talking about my body. I don't care because yours is amazing. I give it to you. Her body is amazing, perfect. But I don't like the Nancy Kerrigan outfit.
Yeah, the skate. Okay.
It had ruffles, and I mean, Beyonce has everybody want to be Beyonce, and it's not. I don't like it. It was not a Duke and boot. There was no Dukes with her boot. Just saying, the party is Dukes and boots. That was not it. But the boots were cute. I'm not mad at the ice skating outfit. It just wasn't right. Ken looked like he had just bust out of prison.
I'm confused on what time of year this was shot.
Well, Kimmy had on a cat fur.
This is what I'm saying.
I saw Trish come in like, I ain't like it. I ain't like it. And again, Ken looked like he just busted out of jail. I ain't like it.
Yeah, he has very prison penitentiary. He just gives that energy. Yeah.
His style.
Yeah. Remind me of the dude in Stir Crazy. Anyway.
I tell you who was smooth though. Chris Fletcher.
Let me tell you something. What?
Chris Fletcher came in there with that cap with that black on.
Let me tell you something. A dude go to Huntsville, you might think you want, let me hook up with Martell because he gonna know where the women and where all the action is. Let me tell you something. It's Chris. You gonna think it's that.
Yeah. No. And you can tell the fact that Martell has gone back to Arion.
Yeah.
Chris Fletcher walked in there like a guy that's got several mistresses around town, and they're all in check.
He walked in there like Texas Ranger Chuck Norris. That's what
he did. He did. He is. Say Chris is him. He is, and we see it. I think Chris is a long lost relative of the Bronner brothers. You ever seen?
Yeah, seen her. I used to work for him.
Hey man, I know exactly. I recognize that energy all day long. And I tell you what, Miss Nell knows, and she don't care. I don't think Chris is jealous of Martell at all. I don't think Chris has any reason to be jealous of Martell. I don't think anybody is jealous of Martell because Martell fumbled horribly.
Right.
Everybody else's situation is intact.
Right.
What did you think of Miss Nell's son saying that they congratulated him on the baby and Destiny wasn't there because she was doing TikTok stuff. What do you think about that? That's not Chris's son. That's Miss Nell's son.
Right. I mean, I guess that's what you're supposed to do, but it does have a weird energy around it, especially since they're friends with her.
Yeah.
So do you so it's one of those awkward things. You see them, and do you even acknowledge it? And if you do, you say congratulations, but because this is all going to turn around and someone else can take that another way. Why are you congratulating him and you're my friend? Types.
I don't think, but are these ladies really friends?
I don't know. Look at Nell. Nell came in and started saying, I don't think you guys open up. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that was wild. That Nell said that she don't think they're transparent. Kimmy is about that life. Can I just say that? Because Kimmy was like, wait a minute. Are you saying that you think our husbands cheated and we won't admit it? I was like, Kimmy said, let's just get rid of all the pleasantries and get right to the real ish.
Right.
Tisha ain't with that. Kimmy said, Baltimore is in the building. Let me get to that ish right now.
Right.
Nell said, I ain't saying that, but that is what you're saying. That's really what you're saying. That's what you're saying. Linda says that Tisha and Kimmy are not transparent. What do you think?
But what does that transparent as to what? Pertaining to what?
The fact that everybody is saying their husbands are cheating and they're not acknowledging it.
I mean, because you want me to acknowledge something, you got to show me that. Like, what do you want me to acknowledge? That I believe rumors or I believe facts? Come to me with a fact, but transparent. You don't know what's going on in my household and what I just think that's just like I told you my business and you're not telling me all yours, so you're not being transparent.
Miss Nell is not telling us all her business. There is more dysfunction in that home than any. We haven't even gotten the tip of the iceberg. That whole conversation that
when Miss Nell came in there and said it just felt so forced.
It did. I thought it felt forced too. I think that she wants to have a reason. For some reason, her and Tisha don't like each other. That's so weird to me. I don't understand it.
I don't understand that either.
Because if anybody, you should have been mad at Chris, but Chris don't take no smoke. Chris immediately excused himself from the smoke and kept high-fiving with the guys.
For now.
Wait till he don't care though. He don't care about them.
You know, but it's like, hey man, and then, you know what you saying, man? He's a smooth talker. He gonna slick his way out of it.
He just like the Matrix. He got right out of it. Now, they have got to. Linda has a good point. Let's put that up here and let's talk about that. Linda said, why did Tisha and Marceau almost split up and go to counseling? When was she transparent about that? That's true. But you know what that is? That's not Tisha, that's Marceau. Marceau is smart. Marceau does not want to talk about his marriage on television, which I don't blame him. But this is the thing. They want, because they didn't address Martell's interview. They got on and did their own live about their business.
Right. Take that opportunity to talk about that.
But people didn't listen as much as they wanted. It didn't get it's not as much like, that's not how reality TV goes. Reality TV does not reward you talking about your business when you have been accused of cheating. You got to address it or people aren't going to think that you're not being forthcoming, right? And one of the things that I do believe that they're not transparent about, and I will ask them this when I get a chance, is if you've had issues with your marriage, if you're not going to share those, then are you holding, then that means that you kind of don't fit to be on the show. Because on the show, you're acknowledging that you're going to be honest about everything that's going on. And we never hear about their issues. All we hear is it's fixed. We had a hard time, it's fixed. But I would even say, hey, I'm okay if you don't talk about it while it's going on. But what happened? What was the reason? Again, in Cardi's voice, what was the reason?
It's kind of like what we were saying. So when we talk about Ken and Trish, how did y'all get back together all of a sudden? New season.
How did this happen? It's a gap. And to me, that means it's bad. It's like the producers need to hold them accountable. So y'all know Carlos will hold them accountable at the reunion, but there's only so much he can do because Marceau is smarter than is able to run circles around it. And he don't care because he knows that he doesn't have to. But Marceau, I think two things can be true. I do think that he's smart, but I also think he probably thinks he's smarter than that. However high his IQ is, he assumes it's 10 points higher. So that's nothing wrong with that. But I do think that if you're going to be on the show and you're going to talk about other people's situations, then you do have to accept and take accountability for the fact that you're not really talking about yours.
Right.
And Chris and Nell ain't talking about theirs either. So I don't even know why Nell said that. Because she has said they had infidelity, but she hasn't said what happened. she hasn't said, and she hid the fact that she had a son. Y'all know good and well she knew she was having a grandchild. She did not know until the baby was born. Get out of here. No, Miss Nell, that's not the truth. You're telling a lie. I like you, but you're telling a lie. It's not the truth. You knew your son was having a baby. Right. And you knew that he was dating Destiny, but that was a fake relationship so she would have a storyline.
Sounds like to me.
Okay, so Nolan says she cheated too. I'm sure. I'm sure because Nell.
Who cheated?
I'm not gonna do this with you.
Hold up. Who cheated?
They have said that there was infidelity on both Chris and Nell's side.
All right. All right. Okay.
Nell has options.
Okay. Good for her. Oh, God.
There is a two-way street.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not gonna let you do this. I'm not gonna let you do it. I am not.
Her, man. Good for her. But I do believe that was unnecessary. It's just, I don't know if the producers made her say that. It just coming there. It just seems like, why would you announce that? There just seemed the timing was just like, why here? Y'all could have addressed this on I don't like the stuff at the parties. It could have been at the office. It could have been here. It could have been checking on. It just seems they try to start trouble where everybody's drinking it.
Linda said, Mo, you need to stay up off Miss Nell. She's a baddie. She's short and half 100, but she's a baddie. First of all, Linda, okay, don't, not too much on the age, okay? Not too much on 50s, okay?
To say back now, see, y'all always taking stuff too far.
Are you saying Miss Nell is not a baddie?
She wouldn't call herself that.
Yes, she would.
Or she was like, I think I look nice for an older woman.
She would not. Miss Nell has a whole lace front.
Yes, she does.
She's a baddie. Linda, you can't. We ain't gonna worry. First of all, Linda, Nell is a little bit is older than you are, right? So we're not gonna say she's half 100. She's more than that. Yes. And you're right. You're right. Nola says she looked better than Gail on her worst day. Challenge.
First of all, Gail at her age let's get a picture of them at the same age, then judge. Even now.
Enough said. Next week, Nola, just for you, because you know I love you, we will do a side by side. We're going to end this once and for all.
And let's do one with a full figure.
First of all, not too much on the short meatball, people, okay?
Gail's shutting all that down. Let's get to that.
First of all, height is okay. Let's don't act like
I seen Gail in the jeans. You know what I'm talking about. Bring up the episode on her and Oprah went on the road trip. What? Shit, man, look. Y'all think that lady had a BBL. Come on now.
We're going to do it. Noah said Gail looked like a sad dog. Woo! They're coming for your girl. But I just want to say, I know you like the tall, thin girls, but don't try us short women, okay? Don't do it.
I like all types of sizes.
No, you don't like the shorties, but it's okay. And don't hold that against Miss Nell because she's a short lady.
It's not about being short. I'm talking about the facial and the other stuff.
We're gonna put it side by side.
Please do. Please do. Please do.
And we're gonna stop this once and for all. And I'm gonna say next Friday you're gonna owe Miss Nell an apology.
All you gotta do is look at Kelly Rowland.
No, we are not. We are not going to compare. We're not going to let Kelly Rowland stand in for Gail. We're not. We're not.
You know who you can let stand in for now? What's the girl that used to be on the Parkers? The young girl.
Okay. Countess Vaughn, you wrong. You ain't not first. You ain't even. We're gonna put Miss Nell and Gail. How you gonna try to sneak in Kelly Rowland? Get out of here with that. You wish.
They do look alike.
They don't look that much alike. And Countess Vaughn and Miss Nell don't look anything alike. No disrespect to Countess Vaughn.
No disrespect to that. What you talking about? What? Countess Vaughn got a cute face.
You don't believe that.
You do. Don't look at the stomach. Look at the...
I'm not. No, stop it.
Keep it up.
Stop it. Because I know you, and I know you have never, ever in your life thought that Countess Vaughn was cute. Not never. So don't do that. Don't do it. I'm not gonna let you do it. I'm gonna mute him in a minute because he's out of control. Don't you do that.
Oh God.
Miss Nell does not look like Countess Vaughn.
Okay.
I'm not gonna keep. Why are you coming for her? And she's so cute. Do you have someone in your past that resembles her that is triggering you?
You're only saying you're cute. It's just like seeing the little you're saying that, but you're not saying the regular cute. You're saying cute for something.
No, I think she's an attractive woman. I saw her at the polo match. I'm gonna see her again. I'm sure they're gonna come again next month.
Different in person. I don't know.
Well, you know what? You come with me to the polo match.
She might look different in person.
She's a pretty lady.
No, I'm not saying she's not. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to put that. But you put so much extra. She's an older woman, and
not that much older.
But she carries it like an older woman. That's what makes me say that. And then she has the voice. Nah, man.
But don't you say that she looked like Countess Vaughn. And then you said, don't look at the stomach. Look, you're not right.
Trying to get you to keep it here up Countess Vaughn.
I am. They don't look alike at all.
I think they do.
So, if anything, they may have the same type of wigs.
And they think maybe that's...
But that doesn't mean that they look alike. And you do like old, but maybe deep down, Mo is jealous of Chris because he has Miss Nell. Because you do like older women.
Not all the time.
Shoot. I told y'all at that party, Mo was scoping out this lady. This older lady.
I thought she was nice for an older woman.
You were trying to holler at her today. I mean, that day. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. And then I tried to redirect you to the daughter, and you were like, no, the mother looks better.
She was too, no. The mama would have been the appropriate one in that situation.
Anyway, let's rate tonight's episode, Saturday's episode tonight of Love and Marriage Huntsville. There wasn't a lot of juice. I wasn't really a fan of the 38 special.
Nah. 5.5.
I'm gonna say 6. No, I'm gonna say 5.5. We're gonna do it together. 5.5 because why did Ken have that shirt that looked like he tried to tear himself, that tore out of the sleeves, like David
Band.
Yeah. What was that about?
I don't know. But the guys wore the sleeve. It's just his arms are just so big. But that was the cowboy look with the sleeveless.
I've never seen any cowboys. Oh, like a lumberjack. Okay.
That well.
Okay.
The field handlers, the cowboy field handlers. That's how they dress. I assume.
Oh, the guys that are out there with the cows.
There you go.
Then the bunkhouse.
There you go.
Okay. All right. And then she said, he's my chocolate emoji. Girl, what are you talking about?
But that's the thing. I never see what she says gives him, like he praises her, but she doesn't really. That's the only thing. Ken's a good guy.
Noah said like the slave.
Wow.
I'm not going to touch that because that may get us in trouble. Nola, No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yeah, it is all about her. But I think based on Ken's friends' commentary, I think Trish likes it like that. It's all about her. We know because we heard the entire LAMH universe heard. He sure did, Linda V. Marquez said he used to send her those chocolate emojis all the time. He sure did say that. And she said he's her chocolate emoji. You remember that?
Oh, we connecting the dots now.
We are connecting the dots. I knew Marquez wasn't lying.
That's a receipt for your ass. Okay.
I knew Marquez wasn't lying about that.
Good observation.
I knew it. And I wonder what Ken would say if we asked him, what about the fact that Trish last season said that she was not ready to get married to you? What would you say about that, Playboy?
Right. That's how you would say.
I want to know what you say to that, because you blowing off Marceau and Maurice, you blowing off your friend and even Chris, but what about what she said, out the words out of her mouth?
What she said?
I don't think she would take Marquez back. I think Trish thinks that she's leveled up and she can get better. I think she's the girl that probably didn't have a lot of attention. And so when boys start to focus on, when you're young, boys want a certain, the popular pretty girl. Then
as girls,
when you get a little older, everybody else's body don't look right because they didn't have kids and they ain't took care of it. Trish's body looks right. Them country boys like a nice body. So now she's getting attention. So I think she feels like she's too good for Marquez now.
I can see that.
I think she feels like she deserves the popular guy that everybody else likes.
Yeah, it's hard to go back after that. I mean,
we all think that we deserve what we deserve.
Right.
Nola, you are in the corner for the rest of the night, ma'am. I'm not even going to say that. Not doing it. You are in the corner. So yeah, we gave it a 6.5?
Yes, overall.
6.5. I know that next week's episode is going to be better. Next week's episode is going to be focused on Miss Nell. I am going to have a side-by-side for Mo of Nell and Gail. I don't want to hear no more about this Kelly Rowland, because you cannot substitute a beautiful person in for someone that you like. No, you cannot do that.
I'm just telling you.
No, she don't look like Kelly Rowland. In fact, I want you to do a favor. I want you to do something for me. Pull up Gail when she was in her 20s, and then pull up Kelly Rowland in her 20s, and let's do the comparisons.
They look exactly alike.
You're delusional.
You
need to eat your Wheaties. You need to eat your Wheaties.
We've been on shows together, and the people, they've like, everyone always said.
I'm going to pull those pictures too, just to have a little fun, because you're out of control.
Please do.
I'm not saying that Gail is not attractive, but Kelly looks like a Barbie doll. No one has ever said that no one's ever called Gail a Barbie doll. Never. I've seen Kelly Rowland in person several times. I've seen Gail in person a couple of times. Kelly is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. She literally looks like a Barbie doll. That I have never looked at Gail and thought, well, she looks like a Barbie doll. Not never.
She's old enough to be her mom.
It doesn't matter. No. Now, nah. Nope. Nah. I'm gonna bring the receipts, because he wants to act like we're not telling the truth. If he likes Gail's wigs, that's okay. I'm not talking about wigs, I'm talking about face card. Kelly is a beautiful, I mean, I'm not saying Gail's not attractive, but Kelly, come on now. Don't do that, Mo. I know you want to. That's not what you need to do. Before we get out of here, I hope everybody has a great weekend planned. I am going to go to see Highest to Lowest. What are you doing?
Shooting a bunch of content tomorrow. Tomorrow's a long production day.
Okay.
Doing a couple episodes with shout out to C Boogie.
When am I coming back for a cameo?
And when is your people? Tomorrow we are doing. We are shooting Any Heartbreak New Edition and Houdini's Escape. They had the song Freaks Come Out at Night, Friends, and
we're aware. We will definitely. What time is new? I want to do the Any Heartbreak. Okay, you trying to ice me out?
No, you were supposed to contact. You're supposed to tell me what available days.
But y'all just keep going and doing them, and I don't know. I'm gonna text her tonight.
Soul Child, we're still waiting on y'all for that.
Well, we want to do. We have to do Any Heartbreak. You cannot do Any Heartbreak without girls.
We are shooting tomorrow at about 4:30.
Well, I will be tagging in. Y'all tag me in.
I'm okay.
I ain't playing with you. That is Ryan, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. That I will not be excluded from that. And I will get on Jamie, and we'll see because that's not going to happen. That's not going to go down without us.
Hey, I will call you tomorrow.
Please do.
Okay.
Please do. Yes, you guys, please like. You know what? I'm so bad at this. I suck. Please make sure that before you leave tonight, you like and subscribe. Also, if you're watching this on the replay, make sure that you let us know. Let us know what you. Let us know. See, I'm so bad at that. Whoa, I don't know. Hey, like and subscribe. Okay, like and subscribe. But if you're watching this on the replay, let us know what you rated. The 38th special episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Did you like it? Would you wear your Dukes and Boots? Whose Dukes and Boots outfit did you like the best? I think Tisha looked the cutest. And I think she was on brand. I think she actually looked even cuter than the host. I thought she looked super cute. And I thought Tisha looked the best for the girls, and I thought Chris looked the best for the guys. Yes, Any Heartbreak was directed by Malcolm Jamal Warner, which is a very cool, fun fact. Yes, and rate Gail versus Miss Nell. Yes. Yes, you guys watching the replay, please help us straighten Scorpio Moe out. And I will definitely see you tomorrow for Any Heartbreak. I cannot believe that you were going to try to do Any Heartbreak without me.
Hey, we just decided that 2 days ago.
That's the first concert I went to, sir.
I listened to the album today so I could do my homework. I got to listen to who.
I don't even have to listen to the album because I know the whole album, the forwards and backwards, because that was the album that New Edition brought Johnny Gill in. So we were very concerned about this more mature voice and how that voice sounded so different with the other voices because the Count Me Out album before that. Anyway, yeah, I'll save all that for tomorrow. As if you were going to do Any Heartbreak without me.
I would say that, you know how many episodes we not doing because we waiting on you?
But Any Heartbreak, though, come on. I wrote a whole novel about Ronnie DeVoe.
We gonna call you tomorrow.
It be your friends. It be your friends, y'all.
And we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna shoot, but we are doing.
Yes, Linda, it was my first concert too. In fact, my mom said no, and I had to beg and plead and then go spend the night over my friend's house so I could go. That poster with them by the car. Yeah. All of that. I'll talk to Jamie and I'll call you tomorrow.
Sounds like a plan.
But first, highest to lowest. Make sure that you see it. Make sure. Crucial.
What streaming service is gonna be on? I forget, Paramount or something.
I don't want people to go stream it. Go to the theater and support.
Go stream. Like, it's not just in the theaters. It's online too.
I know, but we need to go to the box office and actually watch it. That's what we need to do.
Ain't the same thing?
No, It's not the same. Go to the theater, get your popcorn, get your ticket. Make sure you support Spike Lee, Denzel Washington. And I will say this. I don't know if we can take more press runs from Denzel. I don't know. I don't think he should do another press run for
Hey, he getting caught. I'm like, damn, man, you just.
I don't know about Black Panther. I just don't know. It's funny, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, but you guys tune in for whenever Mo and C Boogie play this Any Heartbreak, because I'm definitely gonna be all up in there saying because I had several of the white tapes. You pull out the thing, and then all the guys had their own. It's yeah, I'm ready for that. So we will do that this weekend. I hope everybody has an amazing weekend. Take this time to love on yourself, love on those around you, and I will see you back on Monday. Like I said, actually Sunday, I'm gonna drop a snippet of my conversation with Steph from King's Court. I interviewed her today. That was very interesting. And then Monday episode review for King's Court, and I'll play that interview. I'll have that interview live, and of course, Grace and Gossip will be back. So, and Mo and I are actually working on something that should be fun that we're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks. We'll be able to share with you guys soon. So stay tuned. Lots more coming. We love you guys. Make sure that you like this on your way out, and I'll see you Monday, and we will see you on Wednesday.
There it is.
Good night.
Hey, yo.